The worst school shooting in American history. 32 are killed at a university in Virginia before the gunman shoots himself. A warning to Iraq's government. Muqtada al-Sadr orders his Shia ministers out of the cabinet. This is BBC World in Washington. I'm Catty Kay.
And I'm Lindsay Brancher in London. Also in this programme, vigils for the BBC's missing Gaza correspondent Alan Johnston after an unverified claim he'd been killed. It started with this kiss, but Bollywood fans have taken to the streets to protest.
At least 32 people have been shot dead at a university in Virginia. It's the worst mass shooting at a campus in American history. A gunman opened fire in 2 separate attacks and then took his own life. Police were still investigating the first shooting when they were alerted to the second. President Bush said he was horrified by the news.
It all begins at 7:15 in the morning. Police rush to one of the residential halls at Virginia Tech. A gunman has apparently entered the building. Shots have been heard. Everyone is warned to stay indoors, away from the windows. But it appears to be an isolated incident. 2 hours later, some of the 26,000 students here think that the threat has been lifted. They expect classes to resume. Then this, at another building, filmed by a student on his mobile phone. It is now 9:15, and judging from the toll, every one of these shots is killing another innocent victim.
Whoa!
Then the snapshots of horror, the injured carried from the building. Inside, at least 31 are dead, including the gunman himself. Another record has been broken. Monday morning class has turned into a Monday morning massacre. By now the campus is besieged by SWAT teams, but it's too late. The shooting is over. The shock sets in.
It seems really senseless, and it's really hard to just think about it, why all these people had to die for no reason, sort of.
It's insane, just thinking back to Columbine and stuff like that, the shooting at the Amish school in Pennsylvania. It's just utter shock how anybody could do this to anybody else. And just being here, I don't know. It's crazy to me.
This is something that no one will ever get over. I mean, the people who died, yes, they've finished their pain, but the pain for everybody else will go on forever.
And so to a question. The first shooting took place at 7:15 at Ambler Johnson, a hall of residence. The second, a quarter of a mile away at 9:15 at Norris Hall, the engineering department. 2 hours lapsed while the police were on campus. So how did the gunman carrying arms and ammunition make it undetected from one building to the next? While the questions remained unanswered, the president gave a special address from the White House.
Schools should be places of safety and sanctuary and learning. When that sanctuary is violated, the impact is felt in every American classroom and every American community. Today, our nation grieves with those who have lost loved ones at Virginia Tech. We hold the victims in our hearts, we lift them up in our prayers, and we ask a loving God to comfort those who are suffering today.
But what can he do to stop the violence? At least 19 shootings at American places of learning in the last decade alone. Columbine High, the Amish school at Lancaster, and now Virginia Tech. Another American school famous for all the wrong reasons.
And that was Matt Fry reporting there. Well, let's get the latest on this story. I'm joined by my colleague Adam Brooks here in the studio. Adam, any answers to why there was one shooting and then another a couple of hours later on the same campus?
This is very confusing. And in fact, in a news conference just a little while ago, the police have been saying that they're not even convinced yet that these two shootings were actually the work of the same gunman. They haven't actually established that link yet. Speaking at this news conference was the Virginia Tech campus police chief, Wendell Fincham. Let's just listen to what he had to say.
We have one person that's deceased in Norris Hall that was a shooter. We do not know if the two incidents are connected. That's part of the investigation that we're looking into, and we're trying to determine whether they are or are not related.
Are you looking for someone?
At this time, we are not looking for someone. We are continuing to investigate, talk to witnesses, and going from there.
Now, the other extraordinary detail that's come out of this news conference was that we still don't know the identity of the gunman who shot himself in the engineering building. There was nothing apparently on his person which gave away his identity. Still less do we know what his motives might have been. So it's a very, very confusing scene tonight, and particularly students and parents are already asking, we're hearing it all over the airwaves here in the United States, already asking, why wasn't the campus closed down and students warned adequately after the first shooting? Why was there a gap of 2 hours during which time there were police on campus before those second shootings started? It's very, very unclear why that situation developed that way.
Okay, Adam Brooks, thanks very much, and we will have more on this story later on in the programme.